Today we're going to give you the strongest Legends League base yet. My friend Nicholas reset at 27th in the world, and he's been carried by this base that continues to defend the top players in the world. Now, usually when we do Legends League base videos, a lot of the comments are people saying that the only reason the base defended was the attacker was a noob. Essentially, the attacker made a major mistake and the base defended from that. Well, today's video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to make the case that in all three replays I show you today, the attacker does not make a major mistake in any of them, and the base defends on merit, which is something quite unusual once you get above essentially 5,500 trophies at Town Hall 16. So we're coming in with the Root Rider spam here. This is the jump variant where you use the Siege Barracks, RC one side, King Queen and jump the other, and the Root Riders down the middle. And Warning here has done a great job of funneling the Root Riders into the core of the base. Now we use the Warden ability. Yes, the triple Ice Golem's hanging us up here, but honestly that is fine because the troops are getting the heal from the Healing Tome and the invincibility from the Eternal Tome. Here comes the Overgrowth spell on the Town Hall. The Royal Champion is doing great work on the left hand side, and so far this looks like a typical Root Rider spam hit. So it's worth noting quickly, Nicholas didn't build this base, he actually copied it from me. I didn't build it either, I found it off Twitter, so to whoever out there built this base, congrats to you. I can't even remember who I got it off, otherwise I would give you credit. But I've run this base for 7 days in Legends League, and only one day was above plus 300. Nicholas has run it for a couple of days now, and it said he saved his season. Obviously, he got negative 184 one day, then the next day it was like negative 260, so pretty insane what this base is doing. And he ran it today at 27th in the world, and it went negative 301, which when you reset in the top 50, getting 2 defenses, that is crazy. Now this hit looked so good for the longest time. Look at it. It looks so strong, and somehow the base has survived. Even though there's ricochet cannons on the outside of the base, they do serve a purpose in making sure the Town Hall poison gets maximum value, and I argue here Warning didn't really make a big mistake. The base is just super solid. It's worth noting that I had a few 1-star replays that I could have put on this video either with air spam or Root Riders, but I decided not to because the attackers in those hits did make some major mistakes that caused the 1-star. Whereas I'm going to argue all 3 replays you see today, no major mistakes. But if you disagree, put it down in the comments below and we can have a discussion about that. So air spam coming in here, and look at it just get wrecked. So you got the clone balloons. That's a common thing a lot of armies, air spam armies, do these days. NATO completely wrecks that, and then we got all the SAMs in the core of the base here. The Raged Monolith is brutal, but what I really like about this base compared to other bases is the sweepers face each other in the core. This isn't great when you're going up against, say, Super Archer clone armies, and particularly when your dragons are on the outside of the base. Obviously the sweepers won't do much, but when your air units are in the core of the base, the sweepers are super strong. It's worth noting, I did have a replay where the attacker used a giant arrow to get rid of both sweepers, and still they came in with a fail. In fact, I'd argue this base is best at stopping air spam attack strategies, because if you don't clear the core with your dragon troops against all of the traps that we saw, then how are your heroes meant to clear up the outside of the base here? Because this monolith just has so much free real estate. Another SAM, I think every single SAM in the base here is in the core. Beautiful giant bomb there, weakens the hogs. Royal Champion gets wrecked. Now this attacker wasn't running the normal hero equipment you'll see with air spam, because generally you'll see maybe a vamp stash and a healer puppet. But look, there's so many major defenses up here. The reason this failed isn't because of the heroes, it is because of the dragons getting wrecked in the core. I'm going to quickly interrupt the video for a few things. One, on the day of publishing this video, Nicholas took negative 278 with the base at 6,080 trophies. So, I mean, this base is ridiculous. Can't recommend it enough. And the other thing is, we need your help. Obviously, July's been a slightly drier month for content, and we'd love to hear from you. What videos do you like seeing when there's not much content around? What videos should we do more of? What videos should we do less of? We need to hear from you, our community, because we love you so much, and we do really like hearing your opinion. So let us know down in the comments below, and make sure to use code BLUE. This replay I think is my favorite of the lot, because the attacker doesn't really do anything wrong. This base is just set up really well. So we got Unlimited coming in here with triple overgrowth. I know a lot of you use triple overgrowth and say it's very strong, and I'm sure a lot of you will be in the comments saying I could triple this base, and you probably could, because the reality of it is, right, TH16 isn't as hard as it probably should be. And I'm gonna say this, I'm averaging negative 290 with this base, which in this meta, and I'm at 5970 reset, in this meta, that's insane. That is insane. So if you want to push up, you're obviously gonna have to get high amounts of trophies on offense, but this base can defend. Like, I was averaging 5 to 6 triples a day on defense, so you are still going to get tripled with this base a fair bit. But that's pretty good in this meta, honestly. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. If you use this base and you take like negative 260, but you're only getting 260 on offense, and then you complain about the base, I'm sorry to tell you, the base isn't the problem. So we got the Root Rider spam coming in here. Now, I think Unlimited makes two mistakes with this attack. One, the first mistake was the 2 Root Riders at the start here. They didn't really achieve much, but I did really like the delayed Siege Barracks, because didn't need the Siege Barracks to funnel at the start, whereas needs it right now, because he's trying to force all his troops into the Town Hall, because we can get through the Town Hall poison whilst there isn't much damage on the base. The second mistake in this attack you'll see a little bit later on. So we go straight through the Town Hall with the Rage spell here, then we're going to have a heal spell straight after. Now, we did lose a few Root Riders at the start, but the Druids maintained a lot of the health of our troops, as did the Warden ability and the Heal Tome. Now, the Queen ability gets popped here, but there's no Invis Vial, right? Running the Healer Puppet and the Frozen Arrow. So it's not a wasted Queen ability at all. Just trying to generate the healers to heal our troops yet again. And whilst we did lose a couple of Root Riders at the start and a couple of Valks, all our troops are pretty healthy at this point in time. The real only casualty is the King. Now the Root Riders coming around. We've still got all these healers sitting on our troops. Look at how healthy most of the troops are. Kind of crazy. The Warden goes down, but the Warden doesn't really offer anything when you got the Healing Tome and the Eternal Tome have both run out. And the second mistake the attacker makes is right here, popping the Royal Champ ability slightly too early. The Hogs and Royal Champion go out in front and get wrecked. But look at this. The only thing Unlimited could have done here is wait for the Rage Tower to go off, then use an Overgrowth. But this just shows this base is super duper solid. Maybe you'd hit it differently. Maybe this wasn't the right plan. I can't necessarily disagree with that. But the fact that it defends with so many buildings still up says everything you need to know about this base. Now, the base link will be down in the description below. The CC was triple Ice Golem and a Balloon. And if you want to see this base and how to triple it, Kazuma hit me in Legends League when I was running this base. He had a Fireball, Giant Arrow, 4 Invis spells, and it was amazing. We'll link the video for you right there.